Alright, I'm back. I had to change the battery, right? I had to change the battery, right? So, start back up. I left off from verse 17, number 25 and 17. So I'm going to verse 18. Right? Numbers chapter 25, verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemy. And Israel shall do violently. So Israel going to do violently against the Edomites and the Moabites and the Ammonites. You see, Ammonites is the Japanese, Moabites is the Chinese, Edom, you know, is the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? Verse 19, out of Jacob, the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, Israel, shall come, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, which is talking about YAHAWASHI, right? And shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Verse 20. This is what Balaam is seeing, the future. Verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, which is so-called Jews today, who stole our heritage, you see, he took up his parable and said Amalek was the first of the nation, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. So that's going to be the end game for them so-called Jews, man. And Esau, Edom as a nation, they're going to be wiped out forever, man, pursuant to the book of Obadiah, man. They're going to have to serve 1,000 years of slavery, and they're going to be wiped out as a people, man, forever, man. Okay? So, I'm jumping, right? I'm jumping to Ezra. So let's see what we can get out of Ezra, right? See what we can get out of Ezra. Jumping. I'm going to the Apocrypha, right? See what we can get out of Ezra. Alright, this is 2nd Ezra 15, and I started 43. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 43. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. So what this is saying is that war, that thermonuclear war is going to spread to Babylon, which is America, man. Okay? That's what this is saying. It says, verse 43, and they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. Verse 44, and they shall come to her and besiege her. The stars and all wrath shall they pour out upon the heavens, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. So Babylon is going to get hit by the stars of heaven, meaning thermonuclear bombs, man. Okay? So what I want to do is go to hold that. I'm going to hold that, right? Come back to that, right? Come back to that and go to the book of Revelations, right? Chapter 18. See what we can get out of that. Revelation chapter 18, verse I started at 7. How much has she glorified herself? Let's talk about Babylon the Great. Okay? Which is ruled by Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit as a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord power, our judge, the Lord power who judgeth her. Verse 9, the kings of the earth who have committed fornication, Chinese, and live deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Yeah, the Chinese gonna be lamenting, man. You see, because the Chinese got rich off America, man. They emulated America, and they all the factories are over there now. And that's why Donald Trump is saying, look, we're gonna bring the factories back over here. But they're going in, he's lying through his teeth. They're going into a fourth industrial revolution, which is gonna bring back the robots, man. That's why you see the people, you know, when you go into Walmart and you go into Kroger's, that's why you see the news screens in there, because they go into robots and they want to merge mankind with computers and bring forth that chip, which is the mark of the beast. And if you take it, you're gonna be destroyed. But you know, verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication have lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Verse 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, he's talking about America, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So the Most High is going to wipe America out in 1 hour. In other words, 60 minutes. Verse 11, the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth the merchandise anymore. So what America is a corporation, right? Which is a prison for the nigga Latinos in America because of punishment. But this corporation will squeeze everything up out of you, okay? To keep you in slavery. And we weren't destined as a nation of people to be in Babylon forever, man. Okay? To be at the bottom like that. Okay? So, verse 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Verse 12, the merchandise of gold and of silver and of precious stone and of pearls and of fine linen and of purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of precious wood and of brass and of ivory and marble. So Babylon the Great was it's a prison for the nation of Israel, and it's a consuming corporation, man. Okay? And that's why China is rich and powerful the way it is right now. But it's all in vain, because it's gonna be taken from them, man. And the population of China gonna be reduced into a remnant, thus said the King James Bible, man. You see? And verse 13, and cinnamon and odors and ornaments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horse and chariots and slaves and souls of men. Slaves and souls of men. Because a lot of Negro Latinos and Native Americans died over here, and Babylon the Great got a lot of blood on this nigga, man. Okay, going around the earth, rape, robbery, and murdering, stealing all the resources, man. Okay? Babylon the Great got a lot of blood on his hand, man. Especially the Negro Latinos and Native Americans. Slaves and souls of men, man. A lot of Negro Latinos and Native Americans died over here in Babylon the Great. Verse 14, and the fruit of thy soul lusteth after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all in Babylon, man. Gonna be wiped out. Verse 15, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. Verse 16, and saying, at last, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Verse 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, because that's the judgment of YAHAWASHI. That's the divine judgment. We keep telling you, Negro Latinos and Native Americans, who think they good in America, who think this is your rest. What you see in America gonna come, they gonna lose everything in 60 minutes. Verse 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by the sea, stood afar off. So they're gonna be in the ocean looking at America getting cooked, the smoke going up. Verse 19, and they cast dust upon their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, at last, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her coastline, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Verse 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the power hath revenged you on her. Verse 21, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Verse 22, and the voice of the harpers and the musicians and of the pipes and the trumpers shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft shall be, and whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. The sound of the millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. Verse 23, and the light of the candles shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. And for thy merchants were they great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. All that witchcraft and drugs that was pushed upon the people. Right? Verse 24, and in her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. Right? That's the end game for America, Babylon the Great. So I'm going back to the Apocrypha, right? That's the end game, right? You see? So Edomites talk proudly. They don't understand their future, man. But the Most High got them hardened to where they stubborn, and they gonna carry on doing what they doing in the earth so they can be destroyed. So YAHAWASHI word can be fulfilled, so YAHAWASHI can come back and magnify the power of YAHAWASHI and deliver the nation of Israel with a spectacular deliverance. Okay, we're going back to Ezra. Right, going back to Ezra 15. I start at 43 again. And they shall go steadfast unto Babylon, and make her afraid. Verse 44. They shall come to her, and besiege her, and the stars and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and the smoke go up unto the heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. See, we read about it in Revelation, you know, in Revelation chapter 18, verse 17, all the way down to 24. We read about it. You see? Verse 7 all the way down to 24, we read about it. You see? Verse 45, 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 45. And they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear. So these nations are going to become slaves when YAHAWASHI destroy Babylon the Great. Okay? Verse 46. And thou, Asia, that are partakers of that hope of Babylon, and art thy glory of thy person. Verse 47, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself likened unto her. See? Just like America. See? The Chinese are just like America now. Okay? Moab is just like America now. Verse 47, woe unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredoms with thee. Verse 48, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her work and invention. Therefore saith YAHAWASHI. Verse 49, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Verse 50, and the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower when the heat shall arise that is sent over thee. So you're going to lose all your resources, man. You Chinese going to lose all your resources, man. Just like Edom and Babylon don't lose their resources, you're going to lose yours. Okay? Everything that you did and how you became a power in the earth is all in vain, man. Most High gonna destroy it, man. Just like He gonna destroy these Edomites. Okay? This is verse 50. And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower when the heat shall arise that is set over thee. Verse 51. Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee. So you Chinese gonna be stripped so tough. You Chinese gonna be stripped so tough, meaning of all your resources, your neighboring countries and the people that you allied with, they ain't gonna wanna deal with you because you're gonna be depopulated and stripped of everything, man. They ain't gonna wanna deal with you. Okay? Verse 53. Hold on. Verse 52. Would I with jealousy have proceeded against thee, saith the Lord? Verse 53. If thou hadst not always slain my chosen, exalting the stroke of thy hand and staying over thy dead when thou wast drunken. Verse 54. Set forth thy beauty of thy countenance. Paint your face, decorate yourself. You see? Decorate yourself. Paint yourself to look good. Decorate yourself. Right? The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom. So what you had did, you don't get paid back for that. Just like a prostitute get paid for what she do, you're going to get paid for what you have done. Therefore shalt thou receive recompense, payback. Verse 56, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall the power do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. Verse 57, thy children shall die of hunger. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy cities shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. Verse 58, they that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. Verse 59, thou as unhappy shalt come through the sea and receive thy plagues again. So what they're saying is Moab gonna be in the mountain, high from the destruction, and when they brought low as a nation of people, they're gonna be unhappy, man. Okay? Because they're gonna lose everything, man. They're gonna be unhappy, man. Okay? So going to Psalms, see what we can get out of this. See what we can get out of Psalms, right? This is Psalms 89. This is Psalms 89, and let's see what we can get out of this. This is Psalms 89, right? This is Psalms 89, and let me see something. It says, this is Psalm 89 and 3. I have made a covenant with my chosen. I have sworn unto David, my servant. Verse 4, thy seed shall be established forever, and build up thy throne to all generations. Salah. That's it, man. That's it right there, man. So, YAHAWASHI, the word of YAHAWASHI gonna stand, right? And I got a little bit more for y'all. So let's see what we can get out of this, right?
I mean, again, the belligerence of this rhetoric, war and attacks and nuclear war, it's really quite striking. The United States bombing China, I'm not quite sure where this is coming from. Well, it's coming from Beijing. And it is this kind of rhetoric, but more importantly, this kind of policy that has led the United States and others to be fearful of the direction in which Xi Jinping is taking China.
Well, we are talking a lot about conflict, even though we've been hearing that China wants peace, the US wants peace. The Cold War was obviously one of the arguably most dangerous periods in history, with two nuclear powers hovering their fingers over the big red buttons. And now it sounds like there's an allusion to maybe the same period happening now. Elliot, do you think that we are actually heading to a turbulent period of conflict because of this US-China competition, or is this just bluster?
Well, I think it's more than bluster. I think we're seeing actually Chinese actions in the South China Sea. We're seeing actual preparations for invasion of Taiwan. We're seeing China taking territory maritime territory that belongs to others, that is in their economic zones. So I think it's more than just bluster, and I do think it's dangerous. I think This is not what the Chinese people want, but it is the policy of the Communist Party and of Xi Jinping. So yes, I think we are in for a period of greater danger for all of those who are neighbors of China and for the United States. And why? We see it in this kind of remarkably belligerent tone that Victor Gao is taking.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house, no matter what condition it's in.
If you look at the belligerent tone that Victor Gao is taking.
Dr. Gao, do you want to respond? Is this a period as dangerous as the Cold War?
Well, first of all, since the end of the Cold War in 1991, how many wars has the United States been involved? The world knows. If the Americans pretend not to know, the world knows. How many wars has China been involved in? Zero. Let me emphasize, zero. This is the track record of China defending peace. And that is the track record of the United States being involved in war after war after war. So, I think while the American policymakers in Washington may pretend that they don't know the truth, mankind as a whole knows about the truth. They know China today is the most important stabilizing force in the world. Washington is the most disruptive force in the world. China stands for peace. The United States is eager to use war to solve its geopolitical problems in one region after another. No one can hide away from the hard truth and hard data. That is the world we are faced with. China wants to promote peace. China wants to promote peace with the United States. But if the United States dares to impose war, any kind of war, tariff war, trade war, technological war, Cold War, proxy war, hot war, China will fight back. That's not belligerence. That's the Chinese people's determination to anyone trying to impose war on China.
Mr. Gao, do you agree? I mean, if you
Face the east. Mawafla Babylon. Mawafla Babylon. Mawafla 2/3. Shalom. Stay strong. Search the scriptures and pray for deliverance.